Good afternoon. So there is another subject that I've spoken about a lot in the past, like many times. It's nothing new at all, but again, it's so important that I feel that I need to reiterate it again here. I'm not sure I spoke about it like very plainly and bluntly as it should be on the YouTube stage. I have done it many times, on other stages, but let's just put it simply and very shortly and concisely. Let's put it right here on YouTube, because, as I said, it's a very important subject. So, this channel is focused on the scientific question of what can you do and how can you do it with the neurons, with the nanobots in my body, when they are outside my body and they are subjected to all kind of scientific studies or scientific or possibly manufacturing conditions. And so what can you do with it? What can you actually do with them? Because it was demonstrated since in the first videos that they are alive out. They can stay alive for at least for a time outside my body, and they are also busy. They keep their busy nature outside my body. By the way, I don't know. I don't have any background in biology, so I don't know if it's also true to at least to some extent with regards to white blood cells, because white blood cells are the closest, as far as I know, the closest thing that Homo sapiens have in their bodies that are comparable to those nanobots. But of course, they are immensely less complicated. But I don't know if white blood cells, of course they can live for some time outside the body, because we can see them on microscope slides, yes? So, we can see them moving. So, of course, they can survive for some time. But I don't know if they can actually, stay alive for a time, we've already seen that the neurons can, and actually perform something, valuable outside the body of humans. In any case, that's the subject of this video. But, of course, some would say there is one obvious thing that these neurons can do outside of my body. Some would say maybe they were, created for this purpose. Because it's very, very simple. I am a sexual person. I can have sexual relationships, and I've had sexual relationship with both Homo sapiens women and what I call titans, like Venusian women, the foreigner women. And these can lead to the creation of babies, but it also has other positive effects on the bodies of the Venusians. It's possibly also the Homo sapiens, but I'm not sure about it. I think it's something, to do with body, shaping or something like that. But as far as the Venusians go, it's got a positive effect on them. So it's a good reason for them to actually want to have sexual relationship with me. And on top of that, we can also point the fact, which is it's pretty obvious, that they don't really have, they are sexual. The female Venusians are sexual creatures. They like all sexual creatures. They have interesting sexual relationships, but they have a very big problem here on Earth, because it's probably a problem that is not even perhaps it's got all sort of temporary solutions, I don't know. Besides doing it with vibrators, there is not a medical solution to the issue that there is incompatibility, biological incompatibility between Homo sapiens males and Venusian women. And again, I will say again that I do not know what's the nature of this incompatibility. It's probably something that relates to a virus or a germ or something. A living thing that is transferred between the bodies and creates a medical condition that I'm not aware of, because I don't have this problem and nobody ever talked to me about it, and I don't belong to any intelligence service. So I have all my knowledge about it is things that I've deduced during my life, but with my own investigations. But so I don't know exactly what it is, but there is some kind of a medical problem. And I've discussed it already, even in the YouTube channel. So most female Venusians, they wisely choose not to engage in sexual relationships with Homo sapiens males, even though it certainly things that happened in the past, because first of all, initially they didn't know, like they didn't understand the consequences, and second, there are a lot of when we speak about sexual relationship, there is a lot of stupidity. Like, people are doing stupid things. Like, and this is true both for the Venusian female and for the Homo sapiens males, and perhaps it's just a constant that. People like do stupid things, but it's certainly not a wise thing to do. So they have a problem. So you might ask, okay, so if that's the situation, wow. So you can be like the very like a wanted male, sexually speaking, because you have all those women that they don't like have any, like they have a real problem with finding a partner, like an acute problem, unless they like to engage in maybe in unorthodox sexual relationships that will probably also will make them sick, and it's a problem, like it's a real problem. And also on top of that, your body contains the nanobots, which, as we know, it's got positive effects on their bodies. So why don't you just, it's just, a win-win situation. And so what's the problem? And are you such a, and you've told us that you are not a monk or something like that. You have had a sexual relationship in the past. It's not, you were married and you had several girlfriends and a couple of one, even like stutzim, what you say, like one night stands. Not many, and I'm not like, it's not something that, I don't think that this person should have too much of these, because you know why. It's not something that should be explained to adult persons. But and now you are like for like a couple of years now you are acting like a monk. So what's the problem? Why? What's your issue? Why can't you like enter a relationship with sexual relationship with Venusian? It seems like such an easy thing for you. So I've answered this question many times, but since it's so important, I will answer again. As I said, first of all, and most importantly, all Venusians, all Titans, belong to the property of the Shabak, slaves of the Shabak. That's a fact. Here in Israel, I'm speaking about Israel right now. Everything that I'm going to say right now is limited to the scopes of Israel. When I will be in another country, it will be another issue. Of course, it will be closely related issue with a lot of parallel lines, but again, this is true to Israel, and since it's only true to Israel for now, it's only one, another reason why I should not be inside of Israel, but in another place. So let's speak about Israel. The problem in Israel, specifically, this is something that is not universal or global. It's belong to the regime and the population of the place where I live and born, and which is the state of Israel. So here in Israel, every Titan, every Venusian is a slave to the Shabak. They have a chip in their brain that, also pedophiles and other slaves, are just, crapping in their ear, and they crap the thing that other people crapped in their ear. They crap the same thing from their mouth on your face, like constantly, because that's how they behave. And I've already said it, not a while ago, a lot of time ago, that the prophet, he does not get advices from the Shias. Okay? Bilam was a one-time occurrence, that required the change of nature. And I'm not going to enter a romantic relationship with a person with a woman that I think that I completely negate the option of ever asking her for advice or getting advice from her. When I'm part of a romantic relationship with a woman, I would like to, one of obvious prerequisite is that this woman would be a person that at least trust enough, and of course appreciate enough that I will be able to get advices from her. And if she's a Shias, like a female donkey, no. So the prophet does not get advices from a Shias. And all Venusians in Israel are Shias. They are all female donkeys that, slaves to the Shabak. That's a fact. It's a sad fact. I lament that fact, but it's a fact. I did not create this fact. And I pray to God that they will release all of them from their captivity today, from the slavery. Not only myself and my daughters, but all the slaves in Israel will be freed today. But in the meantime, it's a fact. And I'm not going to, as I said, The prophet does not get advice from the female donkey. So, I mean, people tell me, okay, we get it. So, I mean, so don't enter like romantic relationship, just sex. I mean, what you said that you have like a history, maybe not a long one, but you are not stranger to the idea of like one night stands and like short sexual relations. So I mean, do that with one like with a titan in Israel, like a female Venusian, and I mean it will be beneficial for her, and it will also be nice for you. I mean, you probably want like you don't. We are sure we are certain that you do not enjoy to masturbate like all the time like a teenager. I mean, you are an adult. You're a sexual person. You want. I mean, it's an almost obvious fact that you will want to participate in sexual relationships. And if romantic relationships are, I mean, not possible for you, and it's an issue. So at least what's the problem with one night stand or at least a short sexual like relations? This, I mean, this you can do it like even with women that, I mean, you don't need to get advices from her. I mean, you just need to be sexually attracted for her, so it's not a big issue, right? There are many Israeli women that you are attracted to, of course. You never said that there is a problem with how they look. No, there is no problem with how they look. There are many attractive females in Israel, and of course this includes both Homo sapiens humans and Venusians. So what's the problem here? So I'll answer this as well. Okay, so let's say I do it. Okay. And like we are, like it's one night stand or two night stand or three night stand, and that's it, and bye-bye. Okay, what's next? Then, I mean, there will be no more questions. So no, I mean, next you tell me, okay, now do it with another one. Because she will also want to gain this advantage and you are still a sexual creature. Okay, and then what? And then there will be a third one, and then there will be a fourth, and I mean, and then there will be a tenth after. Sometimes there will be the 10th one. Okay, so what's the problem? So I ask you that. What happens after I've done it with the 10th? The number 10, approximately. What's next? So then, I mean, you will answer, I mean, obviously the next will be a female number 11. And that is the wrong answer. No, it will not be what happens. No. After about the 10th or the 5th or the 8th or something like that, the next step will be pedophiles and homosexuals from the Shabak and the Mossad coming to my house and demand to have sex with me. Yes, that's what they will want. Yes. So you can say, okay, so just say no. Okay, I will say no. Of course I will say no. So what next? The next is the police calls me to investigation, and then they tell me that they have 10 cases of women that told them that I sexually harassed them or raped them. Not one, but 10. And I'm dead. Like I'll be in jail forever. And that is a fact. So you can ask me, why are you such pessimistic? I mean, do you think that a woman that, I mean, you've actually done them a favor because they can only have sex with you, so and they know it. So you actually done them a favor. Not only that you had sex with them, but you actually gave them your neos, and it was like a very positive effect had a very positive effect on their bodies. Why are you such a paranoid to think that such women will actually go to the police to complain against you that you raped them? And the answer is simple. It already happened. This already happened. The whole story already happened. Not with 10 because I stopped it quickly, but this story already happened. It's not science fiction or fantasy. It's history. It already happened. Yes, it already happened.